You guys hear that? It's Farm 1.0. Sounds of. It's Mom and Dad's house is through the woods. My good buddy Charlie, who owns Farm 1.0, is right through those woods. His house. If you missed our live last night, the video you're about to see was filmed the day of the live. It was yesterday morning. So last night we went live and explained what happened, but I filmed a video prior to that. And going back and editing it a little bit last night and looking at it, I'm still very much in shock, and I'm upset would be an understatement, but I'm hiding it, I think, well, I don't know. But it is Monday morning. It's been less than 12 hours, give or take, since we went live. And the messages and the outpouring of support is unlike anything I've ever felt. I don't even know how to receive it. Obviously, thank you. That's how you receive it. And keep posting, which many of you have expressed. But at the end of the video you're about to watch, I hung this gate and on this post. And I didn't hang this post yet because I needed this one to dry, and it has-ish. But I came out here this morning to do something and not sit around, because that's the worst thing you can do in these types of situations, is sit around and feel sorry for yourself. And I don't do that. I don't happen. It ain't in me. It's not how I was raised. So the video you're about to watch, like I said, it was filmed before the live last night. It was before we told you all. But I wanted to make this short little intro. I'm already at 2 minutes. I told myself 2 minutes. I wanted to make this short little intro because I'm overwhelmed with the support. I can't thank y'all enough. I promise we're not going anywhere. We're going to continue to post. We put a deposit on a rental house last night, and I haven't heard about it yet, but I probably will here pretty soon. Otherwise, I was trying to wait to hopefully give you that good news, that we got it, but I haven't heard yet. But it's 9:30 in the morning. So, you know, when you're a farmer and you get up early, 9:30's kind of wondering where everybody's at. So, yeah, couldn't be more grateful, guys. But watch this video and know that we are absolutely and 100% okay, and we're going to continue to be okay. And this was an evil person who did an evil thing, and that exists in our world, and you have to protect yourself. And thankfully we can recover, and we're okay. And I'm not going to waste time or lose sleep getting vengeance, because I'm older and wiser now. Oh man, how's that song go? There was a time back in my prime. I ain't as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was. But man, anyway, yeah. But this smile that you guys, hey, what's on your face, Dossie? This smile that you guys see, this is the mood right now, and this is where I'll stay. I don't go back. I move on. I leave it behind. See you later, deuces, as they would say. But I am absolutely okay. Actually, I wouldn't say deuces to this. You know why? Because deuces is for people who are cool. This involves another little finger that's not, yeah, you guys get the idea. The hillbilly high sign. I think what I'm going to do is run to our favorite little store, Atwoods, and pick up some hog panels and bring some piglets out here. This little area right here, which you'll see more of in the video that you're getting ready to watch, is what my grandpa cleared for the ducks. So yeah, I'm going to bring the piglets out here. They're not going to be happy because it's the first time off of mama for more than 24 hours. I know it's not typically normal, but That's how I roll. First generation farmer, I'm learning. But y'all watch this video. Know that when you watch it, if you get mad and you get sad, come back and watch this couple of minutes, because this is where we're at right now. All right? Y'all be good. Have a good day. Enjoy the video. Deuces, but don't leave yet. Watch the next video. See y'all. Morning, everybody. I'm out here about 30 minutes later than normal, so should hear some belly aching here in a second. Oh man, what to say, where to start? Philippians 4:6 on this beautiful Sunday morning tells us to worry about nothing and instead pray about everything. And that's a verse I'm raising my boys to live by. And I mean it. I mean it so much it's tattooed on my right arm. God always has a plan. Good or bad, I've been in tighter spots. It's just frustrating when the tighter spot is out of your control. Meaning this is someone else's doing. Let me show you our rabbits real quick. I never show you guys this. Hang on. Buddy. And you know who's close by. What's up, buddy? You might be my favorite. You know it? You're the quietest animal on the farm. Here you go, Bubba. It is what it is, guys. I learned a long time ago, before Case was born, right around the time Case was born, through some stuff, that to worry about nothing and pray about everything, and to use the term control, but I wouldn't say control, but deal with the things I can deal with and pray about the things I can't. Hey, wait your turn. Wait your turn. Smokey! What you doing, bud? What you doing, lady? What you doing? Huh? Hi. Hi. Keep everybody in line? No? Why not? Are they mean? I know, they're super mean. They make a bunch of noise, keep you up at night. You know, that's kind of your job. That's what you're supposed to do. What you got? Rolling in the dirt. Let's go. Smokey. How was time out last night? Huh? How was time out last night? You gonna be nice today? You gonna be nice? at this dude. Went right after her. Come on. Smokey, come on. Pardon me, ma'am. Shawty. What happened? What'd you do to make old Norman angry? Huh? Was it your scary face? Did you show him your scary face? So you guys okay with going back to the old farm? Yeah. Me too, man. Me too. I know. It just didn't work out, but that's the way things go, and at least we got a good place to move, right? Okay? We'll be alright, Bubba. We'll be alright. And yeah. You better believe we'll be taking those trees. Better believe it. This video is being filmed on Sunday, and that's after the day I posted the video of me hitting the deer in the motor vehicle accident. And sorry about the clothes in the background. That's I'd love to tell you that's from moving, but it's just normal. So it's actually a bunch of t-shirts that I need to mail off. So that's pretty cool. Sincerely appreciate you guys. If I haven't mentioned already, somebody bought one in every color the other day. That was very kind. But that gate, I'll bring it with me. I'll bring every gate out here with me. I'm gonna bring every wood post with me. I'm gonna bring everything I can. As for the hard work and the barbed wire, I was worried about that stuff falling, but as for the hard work and the barbed wire and all that, that's life. But I'm also trying to not be vindictive, even though I have every right to. You know, there's a difference between sticking up for yourself, self-defense, and then playing the game that you weren't ever intending to play that's now been thrust upon you. And 10 years ago, well, before Case was born, so 12 years ago, but I'm just not going to play that game. I'm not going to stoop to that level. I'm not going to go down there. The only people that matter to me are anybody in my family, of course, a few friends, but most importantly, my boys and Jesus. Not necessarily in that order, of course. Going in there and tearing things out and the fencing and all that stuff, it would save me about $400 or $500 in new material. But it's just not. It's not worth it. It's not who I am. It's not how I was raised. It would be extremely tiring. It would take a lot of valuable time. So that's the thing, is when we just go to the new farm and we buy new material, that material is going to be ready to roll. It will not be hard to move or do. I think what I'm trying to say, and you guys understand this, I built this fence to last. So those wood posts, while I could cut them off, because I put them in the ground about 2 feet, so they're 6 feet above ground. So if I came over to this new place and I put a 6-foot post that I cut off at 8 feet, or I'm sorry, if I put an 8-foot post in the ground, or 6-footer, a good 2 feet, it's not going to be tall enough for a 5th wire, certainly not a 6. So it's just not, it doesn't make any sense. And like I said, I built them to stay. I built this to last. So some of those posts, because they were in good dirt, have like 4 and 5 bags of 80-pound sacrete around them, not to mention rocks as big as I could hold to brace them up, and then concrete dumped into that. Those posts are not coming out, not easily. You know, they've been sitting there now for 2 months, some of them since Father's Day, and it's not worth it. I'm going to take the ones out that I can. I'll use them where I can. I'll take all my gates. The T-posts are like $3.50 a piece. There's probably 40 or 50 of them out there. Yeah, that's a slap in the wallet. It is. But it's not worth my time or energy. I listen to Jason Coghill's podcast. I've listened to every single one of them. I don't know if anybody else can say that, but I want a t-shirt, buddy, that says podcast champion, or I conquered the Cogcast podcast. That's what I want. Almost in every single one of his podcasts, he talks about how, what am I going to do? I can't change it. I can't fix it. I just got to work with what I got. And I can't make more time. Time is the one thing you cannot create more of. And like you guys know in my video where I talked about, you know, Travis over at Haas Tools, but now at Pop-Up Life with he and his wife Brooklyn and the 2 boys. You know, the reason I shared that is not because Travis gave us a shout out. It's because Travis is doing the same thing I'm doing. He is making memories, and he wants to share with you guys. He and his family are making memories. And Jason's the same way. When he talks about that time, I know what's on his mind. I know it is. It's MC and Brooke, Mrs. Coghill. And that's the same for me. It's time. I'm being real with you guys because I've learned from these folks. I've learned from people I know here in life, around me, my family, my mom and dad. You know, mom and dad have been married 40 years this past August, and they've been through a lot, and so have I. And nobody's story is more, you know, we all go through trials and tribulations, and we learn obedience through suffering, and that's what the Bible tells us. And I don't want to ever regret something so hard that I miss what's happening, and I miss Adler saying the next new word. I miss Case conquering all of his studies in 1 week, or I should say his weekly studies in 1 day. He's very, very studious. He's very smart. He's figured out this homeschool routine, and I don't want to miss any of that. I don't want to miss the joy of Farm 1.0 and returning to it. And, you know, the video I'm going to tag right over here. I'm never going to figure that out. But the video I'm going to tag of Farm 1.0, that was the first video we ever made. We actually owned goats 2 days later, and it's just an incredible video. The joy and excitement in the boys is just something that you don't get every day. And teaching them that that's always there as long as you're moving forward. When you look back is when you lose that joy and that hope and that perseverance that you have to get through life. We're only here a short while. I'm going to live forever, eternally. But I'm not going to drag my feet here on earth and miss out on what's going on and the gifts and the wonderful things that God has given me and my family and our health and our happiness and the many, many blessings. I'm not going to miss today because I'm worried about yesterday. It's not happening. I don't know what age I figured that out at. My mom and dad could probably give you a pretty good idea. The land that we're moving to, we lease it. It is right next to my mom and dad. Another man owns it, and his name is Charlie. Phone just did something funky. His name is Charlie, and it took all of about 5 minutes for Charlie to welcome us back to Farm 1.0 with open arms. He couldn't say yes fast enough. I had a security camera out there at the farm, and he knew it, and I would see him on the security camera when we weren't there, checking on the animals and giving them carrots. And you know, the first thing he asked me, or one of the first things, was, is Haas still around? You know, Charlie's not not super into YouTube and Facebook and things like that, and he kind of gets, you know, it's hard to tell Lola and Haas apart if you don't know them. So the first thing he asked was, is Haas still around? And I said, absolutely, because Haas was the first animal we took out there, and he was the size of the piglets that we have now when we took him out there. So Charlie saw him grow for about 4 or 5 months until we moved to, you know, the farm that we're leaving, farm 2.0. But just what an experience, what a life's ride, guys. I've told you before, I lost a house in a fire. We didn't lose anything money couldn't replace. We were okay. I've had some other things in my life that have challenged me, and this is nothing. This is just, you know, and the other good news too, I'm sorry. So when we leased farm 1.0 the first time from Charlie, we had a little over 1.5 acres. But when I went and talked to him yesterday, he missed and loves the animals so much that you guys will meet him. I told him he's got to be on camera. But he missed and loved the animals so much, and he and his brother Steve follows us too. So it's Charlie and Steve, and Steve doesn't. They don't live together. Obviously, Steve lives, I think 30 minutes away. But Steve follows us. He's probably seeing this. But Charlie was like, "Hey, I've got 5 acres here. You know, you might as well just fence around the house, and you know, let your animals clean some of this brush up and all that." And when he says brush, it's not 12-foot ragweed. It's a lot of walnut trees and good food for cows. It was farmland once upon a time. I'll show you guys around, and we'll talk to Charlie. Phew. It's heating up, and Atwoods, I need you to help me out, because I know it hurts, but I need wood posts, and you guys are out. I only bought wood posts though, I promise. This time of year is kind of awkward because 40 degrees in the morning, and then 55 degrees by 10, and then it's about 70 during the day, and it's kind of frustrating. I don't even know how long that rant was. I'm gonna edit it. It's not a rant, it's just me explaining what's going on. But as far as where we're gonna live, I don't have that answer yet. We don't have to move out tomorrow, but the sewer line has not been fixed, and it's not gonna get fixed, not by this guy. And the gray water, none of that, that's not on me. Not anymore. But what I'm going to do now, I went and got some wood posts, because I've mentioned it before, and this comes from my upbringing, but the cornerstone of the church, the cornerstone of the farm, the cornerstone of life, that word cornerstone means more to me than just a word. I was advised by a YouTube friend not to show signs and things for, not privacy, but advertising reasons. I think I did a terrible job ranting on my way here of hiding advertisements. But anyway, the word cornerstone. The reason I ran straight out and bought some posts is I'm going to go set 2 posts today, which I know you guys love watching me do, and hang a gate, because that signals this is mine, and this is new. And you know, God opens and closes doors our entire lives, or in this case, farm gates. And I'm gonna go hang a gate, and I'll be able to open it and get started on the next chapter. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not a Debbie Downer. I'm not a negative Nancy. I know we got Debbies and Nancys that watch the show. Sorry. My name's Chad, okay? There's going to be a little bit of a lull here, and There's going to be a little bit of a gap here in time, because I'm actually going to run look at a couple of properties that we can rent for the time being. And we have a place to go, by the way. Mom and Dad have a brand new home, which some of y'all wanted me to show you like a tour of, and we probably will still in due time. But they have a brand new, beautiful metal home, and like metal siding, but stick frame, and it's just gorgeous. And we can go there, and if you think for a second, the boys will be inconvenienced living at Grandma and Grandpa's. Have no fear. The only inconvenience is, no, we cannot have another cookie until we've had some food or dinner, or so. Yeah, you get the idea. Grandma and Grandpa's is not any kind of inconvenience for the boys or myself. So I'll let you guys go. I'm going to check back with you here in a minute. You won't know anything other than a black screen with some wording that I'm getting famous for, and then I'll pick back up and we'll set some posts. See you in a little bit. So, here you go. No post over here yet. We're going to give this one a chance to dry and settle, because my gate's level, but my post isn't, because I just put concrete in the ground. And it's concrete from Atwoods, which is good stuff, but it lacks the quick dry chemical. So, we're going to give it time to set up overnight, and we'll come back and finish it. But, yeah, I've got an appointment. And that appointment is actually with you guys to go live. And it's crazy. I don't even know half your faces. I don't know a third of them. But I can feel the support before we go live. It's interesting, this little community, whether you're homesteading like we are, whether you've got 1 acre, 2 acres, or 3, or 8, or 80, or you're growing veggies and whatnot for the first time out on your balcony of your apartment in the city. I can feel the support, and I sincerely appreciate it. We are absolutely 100% okay. You know, when the man called and he lied to me again, I let him know what I thought of him and what I thought of what he was doing and all that stuff. Because he's not in a hard spot. He lied. He deceived. He's a thief. And that bothers me. It's different when somebody, to me, the way I was raised, it's different when somebody's in a tight spot and their back's up against the wall. This man's back is not up against the wall. It might be with other people, but I shook his hand and he looked me in the eye and he lied. And I don't appreciate it. And nobody's perfect. Let he without sin cast the first stone. But son of a gun, I'll admit, maybe one thing I struggle with daily is probably just, I wouldn't, contentment, but it's contentment. And then as in, I want 100 acres. I want all the land. I want all the animals. I want Noah's Ark of the animals. So I'm content, but that's my reach, my dreams, my aspirations. So, but I don't wake up every day wondering how somebody's going to get us or what next, what am I going to do? But I also don't wake up every day and sit around and wait for things to happen. I go make them happen. And I do pray a lot. I'm in constant prayer. I pray when I'm digging fence holes. I pray at night before I go to bed. I pray in the morning. I'm always talking to Jesus. Everybody should be. But I'm not a preacher. I'm not a saint. I'm not perfect. But thank God I don't have to be. And this is all going to be okay, no matter what. There are more people without than there are with, but this is going to be okay. I'm super excited. In the midst of filming this video, my mom and dad and I walked this, and I couldn't be more excited. I really couldn't. It's I like projects. I do. Man, you guys, you know, I ran out of content at the other farm. That's what happened. I need something else to do. I need more holes to dig. So I finished the fence over there. I got to come do this one now. But yeah, y'all be good. Don't work too hard. It is overrated, because this is what you want. When the end goal of your project is something you want, this isn't work. I work so I can do this. All right. I'm 36 years young. I'm still learning. Trust me, I said my piece. I'm not afraid of confrontation, but there was nothing to confront here. This is, he was so upside down, nothing can help him. I could win the lottery. I couldn't help him. I wouldn't. So, y'all be good. Don't work too hard. God bless. Case and Adler and I will be back very, very soon. Like every other day. Every day if I can do it. Depends on how back-breaking this is and how many rocks are in these holes. So, appreciate y'all. Good night. God bless. Deuces.